Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I'm a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program through the Acadiana Center for the Arts with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. And today we are going to draw a tiger and learn all about some cool tiger facts. Our supply list is super small and easy to gather up. A green piece of construction paper. If you don't have one, a white piece will do. An orange one for the tiger, and I also added in some light green. If you have two shades of green, it doesn't really matter. I can show you how to make some green paper if you don't have any, and orange. And the crayons, we'll need our white, red, green, and black, and scissors and glue. Now is a good time to pause the video to gather all your supplies, and when you come back, all you have to do is press play. Did you gather all your supplies? Well, let's get started. We'll learn a few little facts about tigers before we start our background. A tiger is the biggest species of the cat family. They range in about 8 to 10 feet long, and they weigh up to 660 pounds. A group of tigers is called an ambush or a streak. They're carnivores. They eat meat. They eat pigs, deer, rhinos, alligators, whatever they can find in their habitat. And their habitat, they live in many different habitats, from tropical rainforests to mangroves to swamps and drier forest areas. A habitat is the environment or the natural home of a plant or animal. Other cats that belong to the family, same family as the tiger, would be leopards, lions, cheetahs, and pumas. Well, we're going to get started on our background. I have a green piece of paper. Like I said, if you can't find a green piece of paper, any paper will do. You can take a white piece of paper, even if it has scrap things on the back, and you can color the whole thing green if you don't have a green for the background. So if you need to take a little bit of time to make your own green paper, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, I have a green piece of construction paper. Our background's going to be super simple. We're just going to add a few leaves, simple leaves. Don't worry about putting them in the middle because that's where our tiger is going to go. So I just do some leaf shapes. I also don't forget to put some veins in them. Veins are helps to pump the water and the nutrition and the nutrients, minerals through the plant. If you're not good at making this kind of shape, you can do an oval. You could do a circle. Some of them can go halfway off the page. Here's a circle. There's lots of different shapes of leaves in the habitat where a tiger might live. So anything will do for the background, even if you want to just kind of scribble some bushes, some vines, really anything will do. This is just going to be behind our tiger. So I kept it pretty simple. If you wanted to add some flowers or other foliage to the back, get some other colored construction paper. You can add tissue paper to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. Really, the sky's the limit. All right, go ahead and grab your orange piece of paper. My orange piece of paper, I'm going to fold it in half. Open it up. Do the other way. If you need a little bit of help doing this, ask a parent or a sibling or a friend. So we have a line down the middle and across. That helps us to make our tigers nice and big. All right, I'm going to get a little bit of tape. I'm going to tape mine to my background. Just like that. And go ahead and grab your black crayon. Good. You're going to be working flat. I'm going to work on the wall so you can see what I'm doing. All right, let's get started. In the center of our orange paper, we're going to make this line right here. This is his nose, and it's just a horizontal line. Don't make it too small because then he'll be a tiny tiger. All right. We're going to end up making the shape of a triangle by making two diagonal lines down. Watch. Diagonal, diagonal. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and make these two little circles that kind of start at the top of our triangle and go to the little point. Here we go. One on one side and one on the other. We're not going to put his whiskers yet because we're going to add another color before we do that. We'll do this little tiny tongue, which is just a little curved line, and you could put a little line in the middle of there. See how these tigers, their little noses go down like that? All right, and we'll put like this little chin here. So it goes from like the middle of this circle to the middle of this circle, and it'll be a curved line. Watch. Just like that. Starting to make his face. Perfect. Okay, let's do these two lines. They're going to kind of go up from the end of the top of the triangle. The first horizontal line that we drew, we're going to go up and up. Perfect. We'll worry about his eyes in a minute. Okay. We want to do the shape of his head, which could be a circle or an oval. This one's a little bit like an oval. And I started by these little circles that we have right here. Okay? And we're going to curve around up above these lines. Ready? Watch. Up above the line. I'm leaving some space for my little ears. Great. And they have good size ears. They're kind of curved. They're right here in these two little areas. Right? So I'm going to do a curve up and a curve up. Kind of like this guy over here. Look at this white tiger. These little tiger cubs. Inside there, let's put a... That's the inside of his ear. Great. And we don't see his bottom paws like this because I guess he's hiding in the jungle or in his habitat, wherever it is that he's living. You know, what we say, forest or mangrove. So he's kind of tucked in there, hiding in there, using his stripes for camouflage. All right, let's add his body. His body's just going to come right here where his head, starting to like two little lines down. Down and, oops, I made a mistake, and down. I'll just turn this into some of his stripes. No big deal. So don't do that. Perfect. Now we're going to make his tail separate from his body because we're going to end up cutting it off and adding it with a little bit of glue. So just starting right here on the edge, not from his body, just down here, I went wiggly, wiggly all the way up in this empty space and back down, look. We're going to end up connecting it. Perfect. Let's do one more thing. His little eyes. From the top of here, they kind of curve around and go back. Curve around and go back. And you can also add a little pupil in the middle of there with the black. Okay? It's looking awesome. A few more little tiger facts while you're working on your eyes. In the wild, they can live for 20 to 26 years. They are pretty solitary creatures. I mean, they like to hang out alone. They're not a big group of tigers. Maybe a small, because they did say that a group of tigers is called an ambush or a streak, but they tend to be more solitary. So there's not a large group of tigers hanging out like some of the other animals in the cat family. They have super good vision, so they like to hunt at night. They're pretty nocturnal. Okay? Look at this. This is not a tiger, this is a kitten. But he is same in the cat family, and this kitten only weighs about 2 pounds, whereas a tiger weighs 660 pounds. Can you believe that? Look at his stripes. They are a lot like a tiger's stripes, right? Oh. All right, are we ready to add some detail to our tiger? All right, I'm still going to work with my black crayon. We're going to add some stripes. Look at all these stripes. I believe it says they have over 100 stripes on their body, and it seems as though most of their stripes are pretty symmetrical. See, look. They're the same on both sides is what symmetrical is. All right, let's add some stripes to his head. His ears. You can add, I did mine in like a little zigzag motion, but if you want to draw triangles, look, here's a triangle, here's a triangle, here's a triangle. Then it's just another way of doing tiger stripes. In fact, if you want to do them like that, that's great. If you want to do them like this, that's great as well. I'll do a little bit of both so you can get the idea. Okay, look. This one is a little zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. See? Perfect. All right. Now, let's do some on his face. And you can do the same thing. Watch. You can do triangles and color them in. Triangle, color it in. Triangle, and color it in. Or you can do it in the zigzag way, like this. Okay, I'll let you add a few tiger stripes to your tiger's head. Let's continue adding stripes to our tiger's body and head. Okay, there are some on his head, just like this. I did mine in kind of a curved way with zigzag lines. But let's see, maybe we can do some triangle ones, like this, right? Maybe some little ones around his eyes. I didn't do that there, but you can always add more, right? So, perfect. All right, let's continue on to his body. And as I said, I made a little mistake right here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to add some triangles. I'll do triangles on one side and zigzags on the other. And then you can decide which ones you want to do. Oops. Let's see. Zigzag. Did a little of both. This one has only zigzags. I like to show you the differences, right? Some of you might be better at drawing triangles, and he looks super cute either way, right? All right, and we'll do the same with his little tail. His tail has stripes too, look. You can see on these, can't see on this one, this white tiger's tail is stuck behind it. White tigers are pretty cool. They are born and they live with very blue eyes. And little baby cubs are also born with blue eyes, but theirs change, whereas the white tiger's eyes will not change. All right, so little triangles on the tail. All the way down. I'll do a few zigzags so you could see. Either way is great. All right, do you think we have enough tiger stripes? If you want to put some somewhere else, that's fine as well. All right, let's go ahead and grab our green, and we can go ahead and color in his eyes. I know that it's not super green whenever you color it onto this orange paper, but it's green enough. And some of them are green, some of them are a little bit more on the yellow side. So I just went with green. Of course, if you want to have it a little bit different, that's fine too. Let's see. Okay. And I went back with my black crayon and kind of added a little bit of black, made the eyes darker. You can do that. You can see they have like a ring around their eyes too. So if you want to make it darker, that's fine. If you don't, then don't worry about it. It's going to look great either way. Okay. This tiger over here, I did some white around his eyes because it seems like they have a little bit of white around their eyes. It's just kind of wherever you can fit it in there. It might blend in a little bit with your black, and it might go onto your nose. And either way is fine. It just makes it look, I think, even better when the crayons do a little bit of blending, right? Can you see that? And while you still have your white, you can go ahead and color in his 2 circles that we made down here. That's where his whiskers are going to come out. Looks great. While you're filling in those little, I call them as like his little cheeks, right? That's where his little whiskers will pop out. Let's see. They like I said earlier, they are solitary. That means they like to hunt alone or be alone, so that makes them nocturnal. They can run up to 40 miles an hour and jump over 16 feet. That's a long, big jump. Their stripes are their camouflage, and the Bengal tiger is the most common tiger that there is. This is our Bengal tiger. Look, sometimes they sleep up in the trees. This guy too. Good, you have your stripes. I noticed that you could also put some stripes down here on his little chin too, so you can add that with the black if you want. We forgot that. And with your white, don't forget to color in the little ears there. You see, look, they tend to be a little white and hairy. There. I like how these 2 tigers look different, just like all of these tigers. Their stripes are like their fingerprints, so there'll be no 2 tigers that look the same, just like there'll be nobody else with my fingerprints. So that's a way for them to also recognize each other, is by the stripes that they have on their body. Okay? How's your tiger looking? All right, let's get our red crayon. And let's lightly color in his little nose. It's a little bit more on the pink side, but the pink doesn't really show up on the orange, so I thought we could just make it red. If your pink shows up on yours, perfect. And I did his little tongue with the red also. Good job. All right, I think we're ready to move on to our next step. Let's see, did I tell you that tigers are super good swimmers? They can even hunt while they're swimming with those giant paws that they have. Also, the cubs, when they are born, they're born blind, and they don't open their eyes for about 1 to 2 weeks. And they stay with their mom for over 1.5 years. They learn how to hunt at about 6 months. So these are the little tiny cubs. Again, they stay with their mama for a while, and they learn how to hunt and all the things that they need to do so that they can survive on their own. Okay, are you ready? Let's grab our scissors. I'm going to take my tiger down. I'm going to very carefully cut out my tail first. Remember, it's not attached. I have a little piece of tape to hold it up. Yours, I know, is flat. I'm just going to put my tail over there to the side. I'm going to carefully cut out my tiger. If you accidentally cut off your tiger's ear like this, then don't worry, save it. We'll go ahead and glue it back on in a minute. How's that? Looks really good. I'm going to add one more thing to my tiger before I get him glued on, and that's going to be his little whiskers. Some of their whiskers are white. White's not going to show up on here, so we're just going to use black. So I stayed on my paper. You can put little dots where you think the whiskers are going to come out of. I didn't do that on this one, but you can, and then you can make his little whiskers come from those little dots. Again, I like to do it a little bit different on each one so you have some options so everybody's tiger can look a little different. Perfect. All right. Here's my tiger. I'm going to take my glue, squirt it on the back, a little bit down the middle. I'm going to place it on my picture. It's okay if it goes over some of those leaves. Remember, that's in the background. That's what's behind him in the jungle. So that will be just fine. And then we have our tail. Little tiger keeps coming back. All right, I'm going to put my tail on. All right, the reason why I didn't attach my tail to my tiger is so that you had the option. You can kind of pick this up and have it hang off the page. You can have it tucked behind his head. I'm going to have mine over like this. Perfect. Yours can go all kinds of different ways. Our tiger's all glued on, so let's add a few leaves so that he looks like he is hiding in his habitat. So just like we made the leaves for our background, we'll make some leaves that we can glue in the front, just like these are, kind of hiding him. So you could do ovals if ovals are easy, or circles, or this type, right? I always like to put some leaf veins, makes them look more realistic. See? I might make about 6. Just to, on this tiger I did some dark green ones. They don't show up as well though because our background was dark green. So I think I'm just going to stick with the light green ones. Like this. Remember, if you want to make some flowers, and I can show you how to do that in a minute as well, that is all right. All right, get all your leaves cut out. And you can make a little stack of them, and I'll show you how to glue them on your background. The other thing that you can make is maybe even some little triangles for grasses, that so it looks like he's standing in front, kind of like these are by his feet down here. Just makes him look like he's a little bit more hidden in the grass. The other things you can use is maybe tissue paper. Watch my little leaves. Have one cut out. Put a little, you don't really need a lot of glue, it's just a little piece of paper. I might put this one here so it looks like it's hiding his ear. Maybe this one over here, hiding part of his body. Over here. I have a few more on there to cut out, but like I was saying, you could also add some triangles or some little grasses. Look, up, zigzag, zigzag. If you take that little zigzag and cut it out, look, see, cut it out carefully. Then you could cut it in, put it in front of his body, as if he's hanging behind a bush, camouflaged, maybe looking for some dinner. Who knows? But look, watch. See that? Makes it look like he's hiding. The other thing I was saying was you can take tissue paper of any color. Here's a little piece of tissue. Tissue paper is real thin. You can crumble it and make pretty tropical flowers. Watch. That. The other thing you can do is cut flowers out of construction paper. I have a red here. Any flower will do. Let's see. Maybe you want to draw it first. Look. Cut it out. What else could you add? Could you add some fruits in the background? You could add trees. You could add branches, maybe tropical birds. Here's a little flower. And maybe if I want the center to stand out, I just have to cut out a circle for the middle. I mean, the possibilities are endless, right? You could add bugs. Watch this, how cute. Look. Boop, a little flower, right? So you can add all kinds of things to his habitat depending upon which habitat the tiger lives in. Remember, they're pretty adaptable to different areas and different zones. Another good thing to know is that tigers communicate by making sounds, visual signals, roars, snarls, grunts, moans, meows, and hisses. When they usually do that really loud roar, they're usually protecting or defending their territory or their own space, right? How do you think you did on your tiger? I think it looks awesome. I want to thank you for joining me drawing this tiger today. We're going to be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grade, each tied to an academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC or Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8 and first and second grade lessons air at 9. Some lessons will be in visual arts and others will be in creative movement. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can visit the Acadiana Center for the Arts.org. It's the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. Spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.